Welcome to today's MJ News Digest, October 4, 2020. Here are today's headlines. Crabby, Michael Jackson. New MJ doll is criminal. Orianthi remembers MJ. Skin can't listen to MJ. Safechuck marries Lisa Marie and new Square One. So our first story from republicworld.com. Did you know a fly species has been named after pop icon Beyonce? What has that got to do with Michael Jackson? Well, the article references that apparently there was a species of hermit crab that was named after Michael Jackson, which I didn't know about, so I googled it and came up with some interesting information, which I'm going to share with you now. So this species of crab is called the Mesoparapycalocales. Is that how you say it? Michael Jackson. It's a fossil hermit crab named after Michael Jackson. This is by the Kent State University, and it was published on January the 19th, 2012. Did you know about this? A Kent State University researcher was part of an international team of paleontologists that recently made a significant discovery in northern Spain. The group discovered a new family, genus and species of fossil hermit crab, one that lived 100 million years ago. Let's take a closer look at it. Isn't it cute? The Michael Jackson eye. Okay, so it goes on to say the group's findings were published online this month in a German-based journal. I'm not going to pronounce that. This is interesting, the team made the surprising discovery on June 25, 2009. Later that day, while meeting at a restaurant in the city of Alsasua, the group saw on TV that international superstar Michael Jackson had passed away. The paleontologists decided to honour the king of pop by naming the new species after the late music icon. So after me, it's pronounced the Mesoparapycalocales, Michael Jackson eye. Michael Jackson's music will no doubt live a very long time and influence many people, so I think the name is appropriate, explained co-author. Oh, I love finding stuff like that, really interesting. So there's a crab named after Michael. Okay, so here we get onto the doll. This was an email sent out to the MJ fan. So it was from the estate. They wanted to share this with MJ fans. The estate has been working with a company based in China called Pure Arts to produce a wide range of collectible Michael Jackson figurines to appeal to all levels of collectors, apparently. And then it says the estate wanted to make sure MJ fans knew before anyone else about the new products that will be coming. That's bollocks, unfortunately, because it was leaked. This figurine was leaked on a figurine collectible forum a day before the estate put out this message. The estate also wanted to make sure that fans knew that although the first piece was going to be quite expensive, there was going to be more affordable options available afterwards, and it was going to premiere at the Wonderfest in Shanghai on October the 3rd. A bit concerned about this image that accompanied this message. I don't know if this is concept art. It says that the image is not indicative of figurines mentioned by MJ Estate, but that the t-shirt that this piece of art shows is from the This Is It rehearsals. I hope there isn't going to be a This Is It MJ figure. Anyway, let's have a look at how this kind of unveiled itself on Twitter. So the first thing we saw was from the exhibition, the Wonderfest exhibition. It looks good until you see the face, but we'll get onto that in a moment. The first thing I noticed was that there was no blue armband, which is unfortunate. There are promotional photos that do show the blue armband. I did wonder maybe if it was on the other arm, but it's not on this picture. Maybe you can take the armband off. Bit concerned that the armband isn't there, but maybe that's nitpicking. There are two versions of this. There's this version with the jukebox, and there's a version without the jukebox. With the jukebox, we'll get onto that in a moment. So this is the first promotional image. This was shared on that figurine collectible forum that I mentioned. It kind of, Michael's face is very much shaded here, so you can't really see it, and they've photoshopped the throat area, and there's a good reason why they've photoshopped that, but it's a bit concerning that the promotional image had to be photoshopped. We'll dive into that a bit deeper in a moment. So let's carry on. So there's some more images here, and there's a video coming up. So as I said, there's two versions. $1,700 for this with the jukebox, and $1,100 without the jukebox. So that's $600 for a jukebox. Crazy prices. But these kind of figurines do go for a lot of money anyway. There's similar celebrity figurines that go for like 1,300. So what do the MJ fans say about this? Danny Oliver, hello Danny, says fantastic, so excited about this. Hope they'll add the blue armband. Oh, and black buttons on the spats. Well spotted. Michael's jawline side profile is a little more chiseled and sharper. We'll get to that in a moment, but he thinks that looks amazing. Gabby says bit sloppy, no armband. Dr. Andrew Green says it's one of the greatest figures that's ever been crafted. Most of these are quite positive. Someone says it's $1,000. Someone says they'll be buying a couple. I've asked Jamin if I can share his opinion. He said I could, but before I do that, just to mention that the MJ Cast is now available on Amazon Podcasts. So if you have an Amazon account, subscribe by going to music.amazon.com and search for MJ Cast, or search for Amazon Music app on your device. So that's the sponsor out of the way. It's not really a sponsor. Jamin, what did he have to say about this? Damon said, I mean, really, why not collaborate with Diana Walzak and release history statuettes for History 25? That's a good point. I'll definitely buy one of those. And he then goes on to say, Prince Estate, beautiful album reissue box set. Yeah, Sign of the Times is amazing. Premium book, rare tracks, rare concert on YouTube for everyone. Podcast, MJ Estate, dolls. So here is the picture of the face. Michael Jackson here looks like a grumpy old man. What have they done with Michael's face? And if you don't agree that Michael Jackson looks like a grumpy old man, if you click here on Pinterest, Pinterest will find similar images, and they have found images mostly of old men. Interesting. It's a shame because it looks like the figurine is obviously high quality, and it looks like it could be quite a collectible piece, but that face, it doesn't do Michael justice. And look at that throat area. This is what I was talking about, emotional picture that they've photoshopped out. It looks quite saggy, like an old kind of jowly area on the throat. It's not right, is it? There's something not right with the face there. Anyway, let's carry on with this. So Justice for the Falsely Accused says, I'm often critical of the estate, but there's really no need to attack everything. Attack's quite a strong word. There are people included in the MJ fandom who collect figurines of cultural icons. This seems like good quality product in that market. It's a completely separate issue from the musical release. I kind of agree, it does look like a good quality, apart from the face. How have they not got that right? I can never remember Michael looking like that in Smooth Criminal. Jamin says the problem is the estate's priorities, the big picture. They failed to acknowledge the 25th anniversary of Michael's most important album in any meaningful way, and during a time of unprecedented relevance, but choose to release dolls. How does that stack up? It's embarrassing, I agree. And what a lovely picture of Borat. Okay, so our next story is from Ultimate Guitar. Orianthi recalls how Michael Jackson behaved when she joined his band. This is quite interesting. So this is obviously Orianthi was in This Is It. The guitarist reached the subject when asked about the MJ guitar that PRS had crafted for her for This Is It. I didn't realise that she had a special MJ guitar. So Orianthi said that was actually designed with Michael Jackson and his clothing designer. It was my guitar originally, it was just a blue Custom 24. We literally just created that guitar over the span of a month or so for the This Is It tour. We're going to look at this Michael Jackson designed guitar in a moment. The guitar was actually bought from me by a big Michael Jackson fan in China who wanted to display it. It was in a storage unit in a vault. It was pretty much kept in the dark because I didn't want to play it and lose crystals. I'd rather have it displayed somewhere for people to see than locked up in the dark somewhere. So let's just have a reminder of the guitar as it appears in This Is It, and this is what the guitar looked like. Apparently designed by Michael Jackson and Michael Bush. Nice. So a fan has that at the moment. Lucky fan. Okay, let's carry on with this interview. So they ask, you did rehearsals for that tour and we missed out on it unfortunately. What did Michael have in store for that tour? Were there some surprises that we regretfully were never able to see? Nice to see Ultimate Guitar such positive stance. Orianthi says there were a lot of surprises. Obviously we had to sign NDAs and I don't know if they still stand or if I could talk about everything freely these days. Interesting. But there were a lot of things that were going to be pretty epic. It was going to be one of the greatest shows on earth for sure. They ask, I've read that his people got hold of you on MySpace. Did that seem odd to you? And she says, yeah, it was through MySpace. I was in the studio working with Diane Warren and I was putting some vocals down and got an email through MySpace from Michael Bearden saying MJ saw me on the Grammys with Carrie Underwood and my YouTube videos, and that I was exactly what they were looking for. He said in the email that he was going to call me that night with Michael Jackson, so they called me, that evening, and asked me if I'd learn Dirty Diana and beat it and play it for them the next day because they were going to be starting something. So I did it and I didn't know what to expect, but they hired us all on the spot and we started working. They asked, what did you learn from working with Michael as far as being a musician and being a professional on that level? And Orianthi says, I learned so much I can't even really. There was so much I learned from him. It was truly an honour and I'm so grateful to have had that time with him because he pushed everyone to be better. He would tell us to step into our light and reach higher. He would tell me to reach my highest note, keep pushing and be the best performer you can be. He was so precise about everything from the dancing to the sounds. He had this photographic memory for every part of every one of his songs. It was pretty incredible. Thank you, Orianthi. So over on Enemy and their Soundtrack of My Life series with Skin, Skunk Anansi singer and apparently British rock icon. So normally they ask questions like the first album I bought, favourite song, etc, etc. What does Skin say about Michael Jackson? Well, it's not pleasant, unfortunately. So let's scroll down past Cardi B and Nicki. Here we go. So the song I can no longer listen to. Apparently, Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Oh, it says don't stop until you get enough. What am I going on about? Anyway, so Skin says, I find it really difficult to listen to MJ. I keep trying, but I can't. When I was little, I had a picture of him with his big afro on my wall. It was the only poster I've had in my whole life of anyone on the wall. I think he made incredible music, but I went off him in the 90s. I saw the Netflix thing about him. And when I met him, I thought he was creepy, but obviously the music would be there until the end of time. I just can't shake all the stories about him. Someone please go on Twitter, find Skin from Skunk Anansi and send her a link to Square One. We need to educate this fool as soon as possible. Next story is apparently a flash news. Do they mean news flash from the Zoram Observer? This is bizarre. So it's a rehash. If he wasn't wearing makeup before or after sex, Michael Jackson would shriek, "No, look at me." What? No, look at me? Okay, bear with me. A book by singer Michael Jackson's childhood friend J. Randy Taraborelli has revealed that the duo had an intense and active sex life. I think they mean Michael and Lisa Marie, not Michael and J. Randy Taraborelli. The author added that throughout their marriage, Presley never saw him without his makeup, and that they would wake up in the mornings with their bed covered in it. When they were married, they used to kiss and cuddle each other, he added. This comes after reports of late pop singer James Safechuck telling his ex-wife Lisa Marie Presley that she found him. What? When did James Safechuck marry Lisa Marie? This comes after reports of late pop singer James Safechuck telling, oh dear. Let's carry on. A friend of 51-year-old Lisa Marie said that singer Jackson Presley preferred to have sex standing up. Who on earth is Jason Presley? Zoram Observer. Dear me, go away. We're not going to even continue with the rest of this article. Our YouTube recommendation of the day, brilliant. It's Square One Michael Jackson 1 year live chat and discussion, obviously from Taj. So it's on Taj's website. I will be linking this in the description. I'll play a little bit of it in a moment. Join us as we celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Danny Wu's Square One. So hosted by Taj guest Danny Wu, Charles Thompson, Jenny Winings and Josephine Zoni. Really interesting 2-hour discussion. And near the end, Danny reveals that on Vimeo on demand, it's either today or tomorrow, I can't remember, he will be releasing kind of a special version of Square One with an hour's worth of behind the scenes bonus features, something to look forward to. So as I said, let's play a little bit of this now and I'll link this in the description.
But they didn't want to hear our side of the story, you know, and it was frustrating because they've given everyone else a platform and we were told no, and so that is frustrating because I feel like the Oprah thing was a way to divide our community, and so that we didn't have a place to go with our own community that could.
And that's it for today's MJ News Digest. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe because the best is yet to come.